Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling at the crib right now, man. Got my son sleeping in the other room, feeling extremely blessed. We got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world right now, man. We're going to talk about Canelo Alvarez being no longer undisputed, being stripped of his IBF world title. You know what I'm saying? After cherry picking Edgar Berlanga. We're going to speak about the Terence Crawford versus Israel fight. You know what I'm saying? And how, Israel Madrimov's team is extremely confident. We're going to get into the reasons why they're confident. I'm going to express my opinions, and then we're going to open up the platform to hear what everybody else has to say about this, man. But in due time, nonetheless, I hope everybody's doing well, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. If you could hit the like button as soon as you come in, that'd be very much appreciated. Shout out to my boy Coffee Plant. Glizzy, what up? MB26, the Demon, what up? Paga Petit, what up? G Tatted Up TV, what's going on, man? I hope everybody's doing well. Boxing Film, what up, man? Talk to me. I hope everybody's having a beautiful night, man. And like MB26 said, it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend as well. This is probably going to be my only live that I do this weekend. I apologize for not going live last night, man. I had an alarm set up. I was gonna take a quick nap because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was dead tired. You know what I'm saying? But my phone died while I was sleeping, so I never woke up to that alarm. So when I woke up, it was 5, 6 in the morning. It was a wrap, man. So I didn't prepare properly for that. So my apologies for that. G Tatted says Philly in the building. Much respect. Oh, okay, you in the building. Oh, okay, you from Philly? Where you from, man? Northwest, Southwest? Where you from, man? Let me know. We on the north side over here, man. Shout out to my local, my fellow Philadelphian. You know what I'm saying? Now, who said I'm supposed to be cutting weight? I ain't got no fight coming up. Shit, this a motherfucking strawberry lemonade. This shit watered down now, but strawberry lemonade. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, okay, you from Southwest and West? Oh, all right, that's what's up. I grew up in North my whole life. But yeah, man, we got some things that we need to discuss in the boxing world, man. Let me make sure everything is correct before I step, though. Let me make sure everything is correct before I step. We got 7 likes with 8 people in here, man. Come on, that last person, get that like up. Get that like up. Come on, y'all. We better than that. Let's get it popping. Shout out to the 10 people that's in the building. You see what I'm saying? 54. Oh, 60th and Market. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you know Atifo Burlington? I think his pop got a barbershop around there. Oh, okay. 25th and Cecil. Yeah, that's north. Okay. Shout out to you, my brother. You've been around. That's what's up. I'm from around the Badlands section. You know what I'm saying? Around like 7th and Somerset, around there type shit. You know what I mean? But regardless, man, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. We're going to talk about y'all boy Canelo Alvarez no longer being undisputed. Shout out to the IBF, man. The IBF be standing on business regardless of who you are, what you bring to the table, how much money you generate, man. They have a strict rulings. They got a strict protocol that they follow, and nobody is exempt from getting these titles taken away from them. We just seen it happen with Terence Crawford when they handed it over to Jermell Ennis. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they rarely give exceptions, man. You know what I'm saying? And they just did it with Canelo Alvarez because obviously William Skull, somebody we never heard of. And for real, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would rather see Edgar Berlanga fight Canelo than William Skull. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm actually aware of who the fuck Edgar Berlanga is, even though neither one of them, in my opinion, are worthy of a Canelo Alvarez fight. And there's so many bigger fights to make in the super middleweight division. I would rather see Berlanga. So maybe that giving up that IBF world title was worth it. And, William Skull, whoever he ends up facing for that, and whoever becomes the winner for that, is going to be food for, them top dogs that's at 168 looking for an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Caleb Plant, I'm looking right into that opportunity, especially when I had the IBF super middleweight title before. I'm definitely watching that fight. I'm watching who wins that fight. And, whoever the winner is, if I'm Caleb Plant, I'm really pushing to get that world title shot. You know what I'm saying? So I guess one of the belts has been taken away from Canelo Alvarez. He's no longer undisputed. So him and Edgar Berlanga will be fighting for the WBC, the WBO, and the WBA. You see what I'm saying? Y'all said Bilal I don't know how to say his name. Is it Bilal Muhammad? He fighting Leon Edwards, huh? Yeah, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. He fighting Vladimir Shishkin. Yeah, I seen Vladimir Shishkin talking crazy about school. Talking about he gonna beat his ass and shit like that. I actually read that shit in an article. Dark Low, yeah, Dark Low is from down there. I delivered food to Dark Low one time. Funny story, back when I was like 19, 20 years old. Yeah, I delivered food to Dark Low before a while back. I used to deliver food to AR Ab and all them niggas when I was yeah, like 2017, 2018, I believe. It was around that time frame. But shout out to Stop Motion MMA. Shay, what up? Anonymous, what up? Talk to me, man. Don't think Canelo care. He on his way out. I don't think he care about these titles. Period. You know what I'm saying? He'll rock them Johns of like, you know what I mean. If he's able to get away with it, he'll rock with the titles. But if anybody put pressure on him, he just be like, fuck him type shit. And he just go about his way. Like he cool if he got him, but he also cool if he don't got him. You know what I'm saying? And all these sanctioning bodies, you know what I'm saying? They want to be on Canelo good side, but like I said, shout out to the IBF for standing on they fucking rules, standing on their business, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, the WBC, you know, and I love how these boxer fans are all trying to throw it all on Benavidez. Like, he didn't activate his mandatory. He didn't activate his mandatory. And the whole time, it's like, yo, the WBC is the ones that's solely responsible for forcing Canelo Alvarez's hand, and they do not have the balls to do so, which is not a surprise at all, man. The WBC been on Canelo Alvarez since forever, man. That's a Mexican. There's Mexican people that run that organization, and you know they want the biggest star in boxing right now, or one of the biggest stars in boxing right now, happens to be Mexican. They identify with that man. They want to be in his good graces, but it's more about the money more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Canelo generates a lot of revenue, and like I've been saying multiple times on this platform, it's known that sanctioning bodies get either 1 to 3% of these fighters' paychecks just for them having their world title. So would they rather have between 1 to 3% of Canelo's $40 million paycheck, or would they have 1 to 3% of David Benavidez's $8 million paycheck? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. These dudes is corrupt. They show it all the time. But the IBF, you know, they ain't necessarily saints or anything of that imagination. I think all these dudes corrupt for real. But at least the IBF has some type of balls to be like, all right, you not going to do what we talking about. Let's take this title up off you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They stand by the fighters that they have in their sanctioning bodies. And if that person happens to be the mandatory, then you got to follow through and you got to fight his mandatories, regardless of who you are, how much money you generate, how much money you give back to that sanctioning body. If you don't follow their protocol, then you will be stripped. We just seen it happen over and over again with two big stars back to back, Terence Crawford, now Canelo Alvarez. I mean, I believe they stripped Jermell Charlo as well when they had their opportunity. So, you know, it is what it is, man. The WBC stands for We Back Canelo. Yeah, I heard that all the time. I like James Toney's John, the We Beat Crooks. I think that's the best one for me. You know what I'm saying? And they stand by that shit each and every day. They show it more and more. Shout out to Glizzy. He says, Mark, does Calvin really have to ask Tank if he wants something? So if he wants to order food, he got to ring Tank. That's insane. I don't know if it's to that level where it's like he don't got no money at all, and you know what I mean. He got to ask Tank for anything whenever he needs to do something. I heard Coach Calvin say in an interview before that, you know, they have a system that works, and like apparently he not all about the money and shit like that. And whenever he needs something, you know what I'm saying, he'll call Tank and Tank will take care of it. Now, I'm assuming that's not food. I'm sure Calvin got enough bread in his pocket where he could put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? But maybe if he's talking about a car he may want, like something expensive, you know what I'm saying? Something expensive, you know what I mean? He could go, or maybe if he's looking for a crib or he need the rent due for his apartment or something like that, then he could ring Tank phone, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, you know, that's irrelevant. We had spoke about that before. You know what I mean? I don't really like to get too much into money or people's, you know, financial situations, anything like that, because I don't want y'all in my business when it comes to finances. So I'm not going to sit here and dwell on people's situation. Coach Calvin obviously is okay with the situation. He's been training Tank since he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? And trained him his whole pro career. So obviously the system that they have works. It seems like Calvin is okay with that. And I think he even alluded to that interview with being like financially irresponsible. So I think that he says that it just works for him when, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't have that money in front of him. Now, I don't really know how to take that. Me personally, I'm not ringing somebody every time I need something. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have something set up where, the business makes sense on my side. You're paying me what I feel we're both worth. Well, I'm getting paid what I feel like I'm worth. You know what I mean? We reach a common ground, you know what I'm saying? And then you able to compensate me for my work. You know what I'm saying? Then, I'm very financially responsible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really need nobody to hold my hand. You know what I mean? I'm far ahead of like the average 26-year-old, you know what I mean, in terms of being like, financially secure and shit like that. You know what I mean? But, everybody different, man. I can't really talk about nobody else's situation because just because that system don't work for me don't mean I'm gonna judge it. You feel what I'm saying? But I should be seeing Coach Calvin soon, man. I should be seeing him. You know what I'm saying? Boy, G tatted up. He said, I'm glad to see someone from the city doing this boxing content on here. I'll definitely support. You gotta check in with YSM Sports Media. He don't really necessarily do this all too often, but he does some good interviews with the fighters that are in or around the city. He got a good dynamic with Greg Hackett, who's a trainer in Philadelphia and shit like that. They provide some good boxing knowledge, good boxing talk. You know what I mean? But besides that, it's not too many content creators from Philadelphia. I know like Manager Marty, but I don't be tuned into him all like that. I'm still trying to figure out who dude is exactly. Nah, MB, don't do that. YSM is my guy, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be messy on here, my brother. Don't do that. He the one who when my gym first opened, he was the first media outlet to come to my gym and spread the word about Pivot Boxing Academy opening. You know what I mean? He brought attention to my name when nobody else wanted to come through and show love. Me and him have done thousands on top of thousands of views together. And that guy, he really put my name out there. There's people who came up to me and was like, yo, I seen your interview on YSM, man. You a good boxing mind, blah, blah, blah. And just based off of that, look that he gave me, I was able to, make some deals happen and, get some money in my pocket based off of him. So Jermell Parker is my brother. He's a very, very kind-hearted dude. That man, he helped me out a lot in ways that I probably never even told him. So if Jermell is watching right now, that's my guy. You see what I'm saying? And it's a lot of love towards him. I'm looking forward to running into him soon. It'd be hard to find him sometimes because he's so busy. But, I think the last time I seen him was at the Wells Fargo for Boots and Cody Crowley's press conference. But besides that, man, Jermell is really my guy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, G-Taddy, you like Blue Blood? Showbiz? I don't fuck with Showbiz and I don't fuck with Fanon, but Blue Blood, that's a dope. I like his channel. Yeah, like Manager Marty, he got like he is square, bro. So I don't know. But I've seen Manager Marty around. Like I've seen him like at a few Philly events. Apparently he a referee for USA Boxing and shit like that. He's never refed like a fight in my gym because we be having sanctioned events at our gym all the time. And he's never refed any of them there, but like I've seen him do like ring announcers for like some pros that we have fighting at the 2300 arena and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't got too much to say about Manager Marty. I don't really know him like that. And he definitely don't got Philly swag. So I see what you're talking about. What I think about Jermell Charlo back in 154. This is what I told you guys like a week ago. I told y'all like a week and a half ago that Jermell Charlo is coming back into the division. And I had a few people, like even in my group chat, talking about they don't think Jermell going to come back. And I'm like, oh, he definitely going to come back. Like, he got a lot in the tank, bro. His stock crashed pretty hard off that Canelo Alvarez performance. But, he's still the man at 154. He has yet to be defeated. They done took every belt off of him. You know what I mean? I think the only thing he leaning on now is like, a champion in recess type status. But, besides that, he's still the man at 154. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being known, it's like, he might have lost at 168, but, he's still the man in the division. So until somebody beats him in that division, I still look at him as like, one of the top guys. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. You see what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing him back. I hope Jermell Charlo follows his lead. You know what I'm saying? And, gets back in the mix as well. Because it seems like when they're not boxing, they losing their fucking mind. And there's some people that's just like that. Like, they need to keep their mind occupied on things that benefit them. Because if not, they spiral out of control. They get distracted doing dumb shit. It's like these badass kids that, I've dealt with at the gym before. Like, if they not at the gym, they doing some stupid shit. But as long as they stay in the gym, you know what I mean? They're using their time wisely. When they step outside the gym, they don't really got the energy to be doing all this stupid shit. So hopefully, man, the Charlos get back in the mix. I don't know how much Jermell has left, but I know Jermell, he seems to be the more disciplined person to me overall. So I think that he has a lot more in the tank. I think he has a lot more to give. 154 is heating up crazy right now. I would still love to see Jermell face Tim Tszyu. I see Erickson Lubin was just talking crazy to him on social media, calling him out for the rematch. Maybe that'll be a good return fight for him. Jesus Ramos is around. Terence Crawford going to be in the mix. Israel Madrimov. There's a lot of Sergey Bohachuk, Virgil Ortiz. All those fights are fucking bangers, man. They're all bangers, bro. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Jermell back in the mix and seeing that in this current climate of the junior middleweight division, I want to see if he's able to still come out on top with all these additional people that are now at the top of the division. I would love to see that. What even ruined Jermell's health? I can't even speak on that. I think it's a variety of things. I think that he had a lot of issues going on within his family dynamic. I know a little bit about that, but I don't think I've dealt with it to, the extent that he has. So, I think that that's what really ruined him. And I think that he started resorting to, alcohol to deal with his troubles and his, his pain and shit like that. And it's making things worse. He took a lot of time off in the ring. Inactivity kills. You feel what I'm saying? So what he's doing now is he's just falling. He's going too far off into the deep end, and it might get to the point where he might not be able to save himself. He might drown. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that happen with Adrian Broner. Unfortunately, there's still people out here that still believe in Adrian Broner, which is a complete mind fuck to me. But Adrian Broner, he let a lot of his issues outside of the ring overcome his career, and the shell of himself that Adrian Broner is now, the reason why he is a shell of himself at this point is because he wasn't disciplined outside of the ring and he engaged in activities that stunned his career, that stunned his growth as a fighter. You feel what I mean? When you drinking and partying all the time, and you keep drinking liquor and you keep resorting to liquor fucks your body up, bro. It's no good for you. It's no good for a fighter. That is a fighter's poison. Broner never been stopped. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't really hold that too high. I don't know. I guess he's durable. I guess you could say that. Jermell, sad story. Yeah, it is a sad story. My Jermell do look strong. You know what? Yeah, let's get into this conversation, man, because, in all honesty, I put Canelo Alvarez in the headlines and shit like that, but I don't really got too much to say about Canelo. It's just, obviously, this is what the fuck Canelo Alvarez get. You know what I mean? Shout out to the IBF for stripping this man because he not standing on business. He going about doing shit however the fuck he want. And when you holding these world titles, you have you have responsibilities, and if you don't follow through with them, as a result, you should be losing your title. And the IBF is the only one to stand up to Canelo Alvarez. They said, "Yo, you gotta fight this dude if you want to keep this title." He said no. He went to go fight Edgar Berlanga instead, and they're like, "All right, you don't want to follow what the fuck we saying? That we're gonna take this belt off of you." So, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I don't like Edgar Berlanga. I don't like Canelo Alvarez. I don't like Edgar Berlanga because I think that he talks a lot of shit for somebody who hasn't proven anything. He's already showing diva traits when he's not even the star that he claims to be. He says wild shit like, he's the best Puerto Rican fighter and he's the best fighter on the East Coast. Like, bro, you're not even the best fighter from your hometown. What the fuck is you talking about? Best fighter from the East Coast. He done said all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I see right through him. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to take no chances. He don't want to prove he great. He don't want to fight no top opposition at 168. But, at the end of the day, I guess he didn't have to because he fighting Canelo Alvarez, right? So it is what it is. I don't like Edgar Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Canelo Alvarez. But because of the way that Canelo Alvarez is moving, I hope to God that Edgar Berlanga beats the dog shit out of Canelo Alvarez. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, I think actually Canelo going to walk through this nigga. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think that Canelo's he's too experienced for him. I think that Edgar Berlanga is very inexperienced. He's inexperienced at a mid-level. So, he's gonna look very confused out there when those lights shine the brightest. There's a lot of shit that Edgar Berlanga has not been through in his career that lets me know that he will not be ready for Canelo Alvarez. Of course, he's been dropped and shit like that, but he's never been in there with a fighter like Canelo Alvarez. What fighter has he fought that was remotely? Has he even fought a former world champion? Has he fought any of these dudes that could give him who was ranked in the top 10 or you know what I'm saying? Like somebody, man. Somebody. You feel what I'm saying? Absolutely not. So this is just Edgar Berlanga cashing out on a stupid payday. You know what I mean? Without even actually deserving it or even being ready for the opportunity. So I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo stopped dude. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that high guard going to work? How the way Canelo ripped them motherfucking hooks and come around that guard? I don't think so. Are you talking about Edgar Berlanga's high guard or are you talking about Canelo's high guard? Because they both have high guards. So it's crazy that this dude, this is like, the motherfuckers at Six Flags. If y'all ever been to Six Flags, Donny Park or whatever, and you got all these dudes waiting in the line, just waiting for their opportunity, being patient and shit. Then we got these niggas with these VIP passes that just walk right on up to the top of the fucking ride and they get on the ride 3 fucking times before you even get on once. That's what Edgar Berlanga did, but in boxing terms. He had everybody waiting. He had everybody waiting for the fucking opportunity. Yeah, everybody waiting for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sitting there praying and hoping to God that they could fight Canelo. And then we got Edgar Berlanga just walking past everybody. You know what I'm saying? They never had to wait his turn. They never had to go through shit. You know what I'm saying? Through the politics of boxing and Canelo's, ducking tactics, he was able to get right past everybody without having to get through, without having to, face anybody, see anybody. He just goes straight to the top. Bro, did you not hear what I said? Why you keep saying the same shit? I just said, I don't know if you listening or you trolling. I don't know what you're doing. I literally just said that I don't fuck with neither one of these dudes. But I'm hoping to God that Edgar Berlanga beats the shit out of Canelo Alvarez. So if I'm saying that, who am I rooting for? Come on, man. Read between the lines, my brother. Just, think for yourself. You listen to what I'm saying, and then you decipher shit from there. G tatted up. Canelo going to rip that body apart and come up top with a mean hook or uppercut. That's what he do. Since he's been at super middleweight, what he does is he comes behind the high guard, he moves, you know what I'm saying? He catch some shots, you know what I mean? He might slip some shit here and there. He walk you to the ropes, and then he rips them combinations. Now, has Edgar Berlanga ever been in a situation where he's been in there with a guy who punches as hard as Canelo Alvarez? Has he ever been on the back foot? I've never seen Edgar Berlanga on the back foot. Canelo is going to push him on the back foot. How is Edgar Berlanga going to be able to deal with that? Does he have the legs to give, Canelo Alvarez movement if needed? Is he going to be conditioned for 12 rounds? These are things that we got to know. As a matter of fact, let me check Edgar Berlanga's box rec and see how many 12-rounders he has done. Because he doesn't have many fights. You know what I'm saying? He's been a pro for 8 years. He got 22 fights, which is pretty good. You see what I mean? He's done 2 12-rounders, and only one of them had went to 12 rounds. And this was against Jason Quigley. Not a top tier opponent. So of course we see that based off of what he's done. He's done a few 10 rounders. You know what I'm saying? But he's done 2 12 rounders, and he's only went the distance once in a 12 rounder. So this is the guy that's gonna get the opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez, y'all. Somebody who has little to no experience at championship and championship type rounds. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo Alvarez probably got more 12 rounders in his bag than Edgar Berlanga got fights. You see what I'm saying? All these things are going to play a factor. Edgar Berlanga is accustomed to being, that's exactly what he is. Anonymous, that's exactly what he is. He's a prospect. He's a prospect, bro. Bro, for you to be a contender, bro, like, okay, of course, he got the amount of fights where you would call this man a contender, right? But, like, real motherfucking contenders are beating other contenders in order to get that championship spot. Edgar Berlanga has not done that, bro. He has not done that. Really look at the box rec. You know, box rec don't tell you everything. There's a lot of context that box rec leaves out. However, you could get a good idea of where somebody is at on their career based off of who they fought and how many, like, just how many rounds they've done, bro. This dude has done he's never 12 rounders. He stopped McCrory in the 6th round, right? So, all right, like, he was supposed to stop me, whatever. But the problem is, McCrory and Jason Quigley are the only fights on his box rec that were scheduled to do 12 rounds. Is 2 12-round fights enough to say that you're experienced enough to face Canelo Alvarez, who has well over 60 fights, I believe? Probably 60 fights by now. Is that enough to get past a 12-round fight with Canelo Alvarez? So I know you're not banking on knocking this motherfucker out. I hope Berlanga not banking on knocking him out, because there's been people that were shittier than Canelo Alvarez that made it the distance with Edgar Berlanga. Demond Nicholson made it 12 rounds with Edgar Berlanga. Jason Quigley made it to a decision with Edgar Berlanga. Romer Alexis Angulo, who a lot of people thought beat him, went 10 rounds with Edgar Berlanga, made the distance with Edgar. Steve Rose made the distance. Marcelo Coceres made it the distance. And you mean to tell me that he's banking on knocking out Canelo Alvarez, who got one of the most fucking sturdy chins in the sport of boxing right now? This dude, Canelo Alvarez, breaks eye sockets, tears biceps, you know what I'm saying? Swells faces up, stops fights with one punch. Is Edgar Berlanga going to be able to deal with the punching power of Canelo Alvarez? Is he going to be able to deal with the pressure of Canelo Alvarez? Is he going to be able to fight on the back foot throughout the course of a 12-round fight when he's usually accustomed to coming forward? He's not pushing Canelo on the back foot. If he gets reckless and he tries to push Canelo on the back foot, he's going to run into a big shot and it's going to be night-night. And Edgar Berlanga is not durable enough right here, wherever. I never seen Berlanga hurt to the body, so I'm not going to talk crazy about that. But I seen him get hit with headshots and not respond well. I seen him touch that canvas. If he were to come forward and be aggressive against Canelo and get reckless, does he have the chin necessary to stand up to a Canelo Alvarez punch? I would not be surprised if Canelo puts Berlanga on the highlight reel. But like I said, based off how the way Canelo Alvarez is moving and me feeling like, you know, he pretty much a parasite to the sport of boxing right now. And what I mean by parasite is, you know, just taking all of the money out the sport and saying fuck the fans, not being a benefit, not being like a plus to the sport of boxing at all. He pretty much saying fuck everybody. I'm going to take this money. I'm going to fight whoever I want, and y'all just going to have to deal with it. To me, that's parasitic. You see what I mean? So because of that, I hope Edgar Berlanga is able to overthrow him, find something within himself. You know what I'm saying? But I think Berlanga's best bet is that this nigga Canelo just show up and look old. But I think even if Canelo look old, that shit'll still be a competitive fight because Edgar Berlanga is fucking mediocre, bro. What does Edgar Berlanga do well that besides like having power? What does he do well within that square circle that makes you feel like he's a threat to Canelo Alvarez? We seen motherfuckers who fought at elite level for years freeze up against Canelo Alvarez. Jermell Charlo. That man done been through so many championship fights, became undisputed in his division, done been under bright lights, got in front of Canelo Alvarez and froze up. You mean to tell me Berlanga, who's never even headlined a pay-per-view, I don't even know if he's been on a fucking pay-per-view. I think he was like on a Fury. What was he on a Fury Wilder, John? When he fought Coceres? Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I think he was like the opening bout. No, not even. Not even. He was like one of the first fights on like a pay-per-view card on Fury Wilder. But like you've never been under no type of bright lights, bro. No type of bright lights. You mean to tell me you gonna be able to handle that situation when, bro, you haven't even co-mained a fucking big card. You gonna see all those Mexican flags and you think you got fans? You think you got fans, nigga? Where they fighting in Vegas? Where they fighting in Vegas? Is it on BoxRec yet? Where they fight? They gotta be fighting in Vegas. Oh my God, they fighting at the T-Mobile Arena. You think you gonna have fans there, nigga? You think you got fans, dog? Like you think you this Puerto Rican star? I would love to see how many Puerto Ricans are gonna be there for Edgar Berlanga in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. Bro, but this is the problem. MB, you say he sell New York. They nowhere near New York, dog. Who from New York is gonna fly besides his family? Besides his family, who's gonna fly from New York to Vegas to go to see him fight Canelo? How many Puerto Rican flags are we gonna see at the T-Mobile Arena? He this big star, Puerto Rico versus Mexico, blah blah blah. And you know it's a shitty fight because that's the only strategy they gonna use to sell this fight. Oh, it's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Yeah, you know Puerto Rico and Mexico. You know they got a crazy rivalry, man. And they gonna try to compare it to like the Wilfredo Gomez versus fucking Salvador Sanchez. They gonna compare it to Fernando Vargas versus Tito Trinidad, Oscar versus Tito Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Chavez versus Camacho. Bro, this shit is nothing like that, bro. That shit is nothing like that. Them motherfuckers I just mentioned, they were champions. They were champions. Berlanga is nowhere near none of them dudes. Nowhere near none of them dudes. If you was to paint a mural, right? Puerto Rican Americans, if you make a big ass mural of all the great Puerto Rican fighters, like Edwin Rosario, what you mean it's just one fight? I don't give a fuck if it's one fight. Is he deserving of that one fight? Nobody from New York gonna go to Vegas for Berlanga. Stop motion MMA. Thank you. Fat Joe gonna come out. He gonna walk Berlanga out, and then he gonna walk out with Canelo. Berlanga gonna be that nigga that's gonna be leaning back in the ring. But like I said, I hope Canelo Alvarez loses to Berlanga that night. You know what I mean? I hope he loses to Berlanga that night so we could get Canelo the fuck up out of here. And then, Berlanga, after he beats Canelo, there's going to be a lot of responsibility on him. And eventually, he's going to have to fight somebody. He definitely finessed PBC. Hell yeah. I mean, they cool with it, though. They cool with it. Because they were saying that Canelo Alvarez had walked away from the PBC deal. You know what I mean? They could have come to an agreement after the Jermell Charlo shit. You know what I mean? But then they brought him back. And, the last fight was on Prime Video. You know what I'm saying? The first one was on Showtime, I believe. Now they're about to do this one on Prime Video. So this might be the last fight on this deal. I was hearing that Canelo's doing like a fight-by-fight type job. I don't know what the situation is, but regardless, that motherfucker is milking the shit out PBC. He keeping PBC around. They keep giving him these fucking paydays, and he's not even fighting PBC fighters. And when he does fight a PBC fighter, it happens to be somebody who's nowhere near his weight class. Anonymous said, if Berlanga beats Canelo, that's basically another T.O. versus Kambosos. That's exactly what it is. Because in my opinion, I think T.O. beat himself. I think Kambosos took advantage of T.O. when he was at his lowest. That's the only way that I see Berlanga beating Canelo Alvarez. If just Canelo walk in there and he just look old as shit, like something just happened to him. The nigga just, I don't know, on the way to the arena, he like tear his ACL. That's like the only way I could see this shit. But I don't even think Canelo need an ACL for Berlanga. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I just think the only thing Canelo need is his motherfucking hands and his shoulders to keep his motherfucking hands up. As long as he got them jaws and his fucking waist to turn his punches over, that's all he need. I don't even think he need his feet for Berlanga. Berlanga not gonna be hard to find. Berlanga, listen, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, this shit, I'm praying that Berlanga prove me wrong. But I don't think that shit gonna go well, man. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. Shout out to my boy Ralph. It's funny how Canelo consistently contradicts himself. Andre and Benavidez both haven't done enough to fight Canelo, but Munguia somehow did enough. And now Berlanga, who hasn't fought anyone. Y'all remember when he was on stage? He was getting mad. I forgot what fight it was, man. But he was getting mad. They kept asking about Benavidez. He's like, please, guys, no disrespect me. And Berlanga, he said Benavidez, he fight nobody. He's only fought one champion, Anthony Dorrell. Please, guys, let me enjoy my night. How many champions has? At least Munguia won a fucking world title at 154. We don't even got to go with Munguia. How many champions has Edgar Berlanga fought and beat? Only the most delusional homosexual Canelo Alvarez fans can justify how Edgar Berlanga is more deserving of a fight with Canelo than David Benavidez. He's like, oh, it's my night. It's my night. Fucking turkey, bro. That was the third Triple G fight. Okay, cool. He looked shitty in that fight, too. Glizzy says, Danny and Lara. I mean, it's about time they made that fucking fight happen, man. I thought this dude damn near was retired. Danny Garcia. Because Erislandy Lara, he in his 40s and he more active than Danny Garcia. So, it's a good fight. And I see why Danny Garcia was so pressed on getting this fight, because it's a different version of Lara that we're seeing right now. You see what I mean? Erislandy Lara, from a few years back, Danny would have never looked in his direction because that style would have been his kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being like a good mover, you know what I'm saying? Throwing 1-2 punches and then, stepping away, not really, sitting down on punches, all like that. Erislandy Lara has always had power, but he was always content with boxing motherfuckers and just, dominating the rounds. You see what I'm saying? Like a great example of that was the Terrell Goucher fight. Like, he had dropped Goucher. He had the power to actually hurt Goucher. And I think that if he would have stepped on the gas, he could have caused a lot of damage to Terrell Goucher. But he was just content with picking up the rounds and just getting an easy victory without really taking too many chances. And that's smart boxing at the end of the day. I can't really, discredit him for that. But, I think with Erislandy Lara being older, he's being smarter with the way he moves now. You see what I mean? And basically, he's adopted this style where the motherfucker not moving nowhere. He not using his legs all like that, and he has become a fucking sniper. You see what I'm saying? And lately, he been putting out everything he been touching. Every time he lands his left hand, it's causing dramatic KOs. You know what I'm saying? He's not throwing much punches, but when he throwing them motherfuckers, they count. They're laser. They're accurate as fuck. You know what I mean? They pinpoint. They on the money, and they are creating some highlight reel knockouts. You see what I mean? So Danny Garcia, he sees this as an opportunity, because with Erislandy Lara being flat-footed and not really giving him, too much of a run around, it'll allow Danny Garcia to possibly land some counters that could hurt Erislandy Lara. Danny is naturally a counter puncher. Keith Thurman said it best that Danny Garcia, he's never seen somebody so content with being second to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is so stuck in his ways with being a counter puncher that if you don't initiate no combinations, he will sit there and wait for you. He will not be first. You see what I mean? And that's why Keith Thurman fought, Danny Garcia the way he did, and made it look really easy. You see what I mean? So he sees Erislandy Lara being flat-footed, being stationary, and he thinks because of that he could punch with Erislandy Lara and possibly hurt him. You see what I mean? The problem is, I actually got some questions about this fight because Erislandy Lara is champion in the middleweight division. And with Danny Garcia only having one fight at 154, is this going to be at a catch weight? Is this like going to be in between 154 and 160? Or is this going to be a full-fledged 160 contest? You know what I'm saying? I actually need to see that. I need to see if it's at a catch weight or is at the full 160-pound limit. Because if that's the case, who's to say Danny Garcia would do well at middleweight? We haven't even seen enough of him at junior middleweight. Against Jose Benavidez, he let his hands go and did things like that. But Jose Benavidez has proven to be a fighter that's not A-level. You see what I'm saying? So he put on a good performance, but who was that performance against? You feel what I'm saying? No disrespect to Jose Benavidez at all, but that's just the reality of the situation. When has Jose Benavidez ever been a top-tier junior middleweight? Can't really tell me. So he's going up against Erislandy Lara, somebody who's been a top-tier fighter for well over a decade. This man's been around for a hot-ass minute, has been champion, has been relevant at every weight class he's been in for a very long time. He got some good wins on his resume. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dudes can't really fuck with him. You see what I mean? So, and Erislandy Lara is tested. He's experienced. He's seasoned. I think he's one of the most underappreciated fighters in the sport of boxing today. You feel what I'm saying? So Danny Garcia got that's a really tough fight for Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as the favorite at all. I actually think Erislandy Lara is going to beat him. You see what I mean? And on some real shit, he better be on his P's and Q's defensively because I know he got a sturdy chin as well, but this is a different weight class. This is up against a bigger man. And I don't think you could afford to get caught with a sharp left hand from Erislandy Lara because whether you get hurt or not from the shot, you might hit the canvas because it's going to be a shot that you won't see coming. You see what I mean? So, it is what it is. I don't really feel – I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to have my pom-poms ready rooting for Danny Garcia or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Danny Garcia fan. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Danny Garcia. I don't got nothing against him. There's definitely no beef. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest fan of him. So, it is what it is. Erislandy Lara, I've definitely been a fan of him for many years. But, I'm going to stay neutral on this one. I'm going to definitely stay neutral. But I think Erislandy Lara will come out on top in this bout against Danny Garcia. That's just what I personally think. But it's a great fight. It's a great fight. But I see exactly why Danny Garcia has been so optimistic about facing Erislandy Lara because there's plenty of fighters that's in or around Danny Garcia's division that he's not too optimistic about facing. You know what I mean? When he was at welterweight, him and Boots was at welterweight at the same time. It could have easily been a Philly versus Philly dynamic. He don't want to look in Boots' direction. He wants zero smoke with Boots because he understands that's a style that's not going to gel too well with him and his possibilities of winning. You feel what I'm saying? Another thing, and I'm going to just keep it short and sweet, man. We just know for a fact, can he get the KO? Who could get the KO? Lara or Danny? I mean, Danny got power. You see what I'm saying? But I've never seen Erislandy Lara knocked out. And he's been in there with some big punchers. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen him deal with the pressure of a prime Jerry Hurd. I've seen him get hit with good body shots from Canelo Alvarez and stood tall throughout the entire time. Erislandy Lara got dog in him, bro. You feel what I mean? Danny Garcia, I've seen him get hit by a prime Lucas Matisse. I've seen him get hit by a prime Keith Thurman. I've seen him get hit with some shit. He ain't go nowhere. You feel what I mean? So could this go to the scorecards? Most likely. But Danny Garcia was taking these punches from 147, from 140s and 147s. It's a different weight class. These are bigger dudes that's boiling down from higher weights, and they're punching a lot harder, and their punch resistance is a lot stronger. So We really gotta be mindful of that when we going into this fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Lara is the favorite, and I think Lara will come out on top. That's just my personal opinion. I would love to see the odds. I would love to see what the odds makers will put together for that fight. Because if they don't have Lara as the favorite, I'm putting money up. When Lara fought top fighters, he lost. Did he really? Let's take a look. Mind you, Erislandy Lara hasn't had a lot of opportunities against top guys because he was heavily avoided throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? That's something you definitely need to take into consideration. But regardless, you know, he's fought Jerry Hurd. It's a loss, right? So that's one top fighter he fought. Then he fought Canelo Alvarez. He lost that one, right? And they say he lost to Paul Williams. Those are his 3 losses. He got robbed against Paul Williams. He beat the dog shit out of Paul Williams, first of all. So I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That shit could be written down on paper. I know what the fuck I saw. Can't nobody tell me that. No different. Saul Canelo Alvarez. There's, depending on, there's some people that, think Canelo won and shit like that. I thought Erislandy Lara outboxed him and won 7-5. That's just my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? And one of the judges, actually, that I'm looking right here, had a judge 7-5 in Erislandy Lara's, favor. It was a split decision loss. Then we look at Jerry Hurd. Look at the Jerry Hurd fight. When we look at these scorecards, the only thing that saved Jerry Hurd was the fucking knockdown. Wait. Yeah, that would have been a draw. It would have been a majority draw if it wasn't for the knockdown. So it is what it is, man. And one of the judges had him winning there. So every loss that Erislandy Lara has had throughout his career was a split decision. One judge at least had him winning. One judge had him winning the Paul Williams fight. He smoked Paul Williams. That was sad to see because that wasn't even close. That was actually one of the biggest robberies I've seen in the sport, my personal opinion. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of highway robberies in boxing. Canelo Alvarez, one of the judges had him winning. I thought he beat Canelo Alvarez. I thought the Jerry Hurd fight was very close. I think the knockdown is what decided it. Just my personal opinion. But at that time, that's what I'm saying, Ralph. They're all debatable losses. So, you could say that he lost to all top guys, but, I think 2 of the 3, I thought he won. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's on paper, he did lose to him. So, it is what it is. What can I say? That don't change the fact that Erislandy Lara is a multiple-time world champion. Because if we look at his box rec right here, he's been champion on and off for I don't know how long. He's been competing at a high level for I don't know how long. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. He beat H.A. Smith. He had the WBA, defended it several times. Came back on the WBA again, so that's 2 times. He's a 2-division world. He's a 3-time champion in 2 different divisions, bro. He's been competing at a high level since when? 2013, bro. And Austin Trout was and he beat Austin Trout when Austin Trout was one of them niggas. You crazy. Austin Trout, that was a top fight, and he beat him. And Alfred Angulo was one of them niggas, and he beat him. And this was back in 2013. Vanessa Martirosyan was a top contender at 154. Technical decision. But he was doing his thing. Alfred Angulo was a top 154 at the time. Austin Trout was a top dude at the time. Bugging the fuck out. Now that I really look at it. And he been doing his thing at a high level since 2013. I need to know if the fight with Danny and Lara is at 160 or is at a catch weight. That's what I need to know. Because depending on that, if it's at a catch weight, it could favor Danny because Lara is older And once you get into them older ages, man, it'd be a little bit tough to, cut them extra pounds off. You know what I'm saying? And Lara been at 160 for a little while now, so he probably already fully acclimated to the weight. It's probably gonna be tough for him to reach them, the mid-50s. You feel what I mean? I really got to see that. Dude, resume nothing compared to Danny Garcia. Yeah, but the resume you talking about with Danny Garcia was at 140 and 147. I mean, he got a resume. Eric Morales, Amir Khan, Lamont Peterson. Bro, I was there for all of that, bro. You got to understand, I'm from Philly. I've been watching Danny for a hot ass minute. Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, Keith Thurman, even the niggas he lost to, Sean Porter, Earl Spence. This man done been around the block, bro. I know that. Like, I know that. That's like no debate, and I understand that. But that was, first of all, those fights were years ago. Danny has been extremely inactive. He's inexperienced in the 154 to 160, weight class, and I think it'll show. Danny wants some big fights, though. Not hometown, home country, Ralph. His hometown is Philly. He lost in his damn near lost in his home country against Mauricio Herrera. I remember that. That was embarrassing, bro. They brought that man to Puerto Rico against a Mexican, and he got fried. And when you go inside Danny Garcia's gym, he got all his fight posters up. And if you peep all the fight posters, they all normal. The Mauricio Herrera one has a X taped over Mauricio Herrera's face. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, so the one fight you got to give, you decided to tape his face over. Like, y'all got something against him. Okay. Nah, Danny got some big wins on his resume too, though. Them Eric Morales wins was big. The Zab Judah win was big. The Amir Khan win was probably the biggest win in his career, or at least one of them. No, Danny did his thing. At 140, his resume is deep. Pause. And the Lucas Matisse one, the Lucas Matisse and Amir Khan ones was the biggest wins of his career, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I think Lara got him, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Lara gonna beat him. And it's so funny, like when people, I remember I had people really upset with me when I said Earl was gonna beat Danny. He was like, "Why would you say that? He's from Philly. You from bro? Me being from the same city as a motherfucker doesn't change my objectivity. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna always keep that shit above. If I feel like somebody got the advantage, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna present it as factual as I can. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, Danny better than him because he's from Philly." I would never say that. That don't even make any fucking sense. If I say somebody's better than somebody, I'm going to say why I feel that way. I'm going to break it down for y'all to understand, and I'm going to provide some great points to go along with it. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, Danny, one of your favorite fighters. That's why you defending him. I mean, listen, man. You entitled to that. Danny had a lot of great moments. He did his thing in boxing. He made a shit ton of money. I just seen that Danny, and congratulations to Danny for this, where his boxing gym is at. He literally has one building, and in that one building, he has like his merch. He got like a merchandise store. He got a barber shop. He got like I don't know if it's like a mechanic shop or like a detail shop. I don't know what it is. Then he got the boxing gym in the back. So it's one building, but it's broken up into like 4 different things. Then in that same parking lot, he's actually building like a big ass apartment complex. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's probably like a 3-4, it's probably like a 4 or 5 floor John. He had the sketch on his Instagram. And it's gonna be like a multi-unit apartment that generates a lot. Listen, bro, that's huge. Danny Garcia, that's why he not really pressed on fighting, bro. Like if you do smart shit with your money and you invest your shit into the right things and you just build it, you doing smart shit with your money and having your money work for you, you don't really gotta worry about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So Danny Garcia is gonna be one of them dudes that when he hang his gloves up, he's not gonna have to come back to boxing to get a paycheck. because he's gonna have money to fall back on. So, shout out to Danny Garcia. At least they got their priorities straight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these boxers, man, and it's sad to say, there's gonna be a lot of boxers that we see make millions of dollars, and then when we see them at the Boxing Hall of Fame or wherever, we're gonna see like little reports about them, being in debt with the IRS and going to jail for tax evasion and all this bullshit, bro. A lot of these dudes that we see on top right now, we're gonna see them broke later on in the future. It's just what we see all the time. History repeats itself, dog. So I don't think Danny Garcia will be one of them, and that's a great thing. Danny versus Matias at junior welterweight would be amazing, bro. That would have been a fucking banger, bro. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I think Danny would have got that shit, though. I think Danny would have got that shit. It would have definitely went to a decision, in my opinion, though. What you mean that was an accident? What you mean? $140 Danny was definitely a problem. I remember I had said that Danny Garcia's resume at 140 was better than Terence Crawford's, and I had all these people mad as shit. I'm like, damn, bro, like, chill out. I was like, chill, bro. Nah, I mean, I could tell you why I'm not hating, but it is what it is. But let's talk about Terence Crawford since I had just brought up his name, man. It's going up against Israel Madrimov, man, and starting this Monday is officially going to be fight week for Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be his first fight at the 154-pound weight limit, going up against the WBA super welterweight champion of the world, Israel Madrimov. You know what I mean? Very experienced dude from what I understand, and he's dangerous. You know what I mean? I see he got some speed, he got some power. He applies pressure. He's very athletic, which I think is his greatest quality, in all honesty, from what I've been watching. And what plays a good part in Israel Madrimov's one of his biggest assets going into this fight against Terence Crawford is his trainer, Yoel Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Yoel Diaz has had multiple world champions. Outside of Madrimov, he's been famous for training Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? Who was a phenomenal fighter in his time. I wasn't the biggest fan of his style, but I did respect him for what he was able to accomplish and shit like that. And Yoel Diaz has a lot of experience with Terence Crawford because he had actually brought Terence Crawford in camp to spar Tim Bradley. You know what I mean? Mind you, this was back when Terence Crawford was like 6-0 and shit like that. But this goes to show you that he's been, watching Terence Crawford for a long time. You see what I mean? And, Yoel Diaz, he's a very experienced coach. And I was just watching his interview on Pro Box TV. Man, shout out to Pro Box TV. And I was just about to get into that, Anonymous. It seems like Joel Diaz, he's not capping, bro. He seems like he's filled with confidence. And I was trying to wonder why. I was wondering why he was so confident. You know what I mean? Because not that many people talk as confidently as Joel Diaz does when talking about Terence Crawford and the possibility of fighting him. And he was pretty much making it clear that, it wasn't hard to get ready for Terence Crawford this camp because he feels like they're pretty similar. You know what I mean? He brought up the whole switch hitting situation. You know what I mean? And he was talking about athleticism, quickness, explosiveness, and shit like that. And you could tell that he's very confident in Madrimov's preparation for this camp. He had said that he had just finished up a training session with him, and he was loving how the way he looked. So, this is something that, I'm really looking forward to seeing them. You know what I mean? I was actually trying to see exactly how his camp was feeling and just hearing the things that they're saying. And, I think this is going to be a fight, y'all. Like, even if you feel like Bud, is the favorite, you think he's going to stop Madrimov, beat Madrimov or whatever, I think this is going to be a good competitive scrap, man. And when listening to Joel Diaz's reasons for why, he's confident in Madrimov against Terence Crawford, he had brought up a couple factors that I think need to be taken into consideration. One of the things that he had brought up was Terence Crawford's age. You know what I'm saying? I think he's 36, about to be 37 later on this year. You know what I'm saying? And he says that when you get to a certain age, because he was a former fighter himself, it gets to a point where your body starts to not operate the same. Now, based off of what I've seen with Terence Crawford and shit like that, I think he's pretty youthful for the age that he is because he hasn't really taken much damage in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? But regardless, 36 years old is pretty old to be a professional fighter. Once you start creeping in the mid 30s to the late 30s, it's like you in the danger zone. You feel what I mean? And that's what he was trying to get off. And then besides that, he was like, yo, listen, man, like Terence Crawford was a phenomenal fighter at 35. He was a phenomenal fighter at 40. He was a phenomenal fighter at 47. But who's to say that he'll be a great fighter at 154 pounds? And, that's always the question whenever somebody moves up in weight. When I was speaking about Jermell Charlo, and I'm not saying it's the same situation, so it's not me comparing, but I'm just bringing up a key example. When Jermell Charlo was moving up to face the Canelo Alvarez of the world, right? There was people that was like, yo, man, I think Jermell actually going to pull this off. And I'm like, yo, it's cool that you're rooting for him, but you got to take some things into consideration. And one of the things you got to take into consideration is the weight move up. Just because he looked good at 54 doesn't mean that it's going to respond that way at 168. And it ended up being true. You see what I mean? And, that could easily happen to Terence Crawford. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, because he made it clear that he was struggling to make 147 and that it was time to move up. So that was probably his body telling him that, he can no longer, perform, how can I say this? It's his body letting him know that, he can't continue to cut that weight no more. You know what I mean? So 154 is probably the best move. So, typically when dudes struggle in one weight class, they move up, they seem to acclimate to the weight quite easily. This might be Terence Crawford's situation. You know what I mean? Now, if you're making a weight comfortably and then you move up a weight class, it might take a little bit longer for you to acclimate to that weight because it's not like your body's dying to grow or anything like that. You see what I mean? So that could easily happen with Terence Crawford. He looks like he's in phenomenal shape based off of the trainer footage that I've been seeing. Bomac says he's in incredible shape. So, I'm not saying that these scenarios apply to Terence Crawford. In all honesty, it could be me just babbling. You know what I mean? Maybe they could just be like, this shit would probably all be proven wrong within the first couple rounds with Terence Crawford and Madrimov. But, at this point in time, they are realistic questions that need to be answered. You know what I mean? How is he gonna feel at this new weight class? Is he gonna still perform the same that he performed at 147? Is his punch resistance? Is he gonna be able to take a shot from a naturally bigger man? These are things that we have to know. You see what I mean? And that's what boxing is. It's constantly showing, improving, and going into each fight, especially when you're become a older fighter. You got to keep answering these questions. You got to keep showing that you valid in this boxing shit. You feel what I mean? So this isn't me throwing shots at Terence Crawford or anything like that. It's just me, having questions. And, the night of the fight, Terence Crawford is going to answer them. And then I'll be on here telling you that I was wrong about this, that I was right about this. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the situation. But, seems like Joel Diaz is very confident in Madrimov. And that's exactly what you want in your team. You want your trainers to be confident in you because, it stimulates you mentally. It gives you a boost mentally, and it allows you to be even more confident when you going into the fight. You know what I mean? Now, if you're having a training camp and it seems like your trainers in your corner is doubting you, it could be very discouraging mentally. You see what I mean? Shay says, I feel Shakur was one of those guys who moved up too quick. I agree with you. I think that he did that just because he felt like there was nothing for him at 130 anymore. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that he rushed that process. From 126 to 130, he definitely needed to move up. He was 126. You could tell that was a rough cut for him. But 30, it seemed like he was pretty comfortable there. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was struggling with his weight at all. I think he did that strategically so he could have a reason to move up to 135. That's what I personally believe. I think he got them 2 titles right there. And then he seen how popping the 135 division was. And he was like, you know what? I'm about to go make that move up there and try to get these big fights. I think that is the main reason why he moved up to 135. It wasn't because he was struggling or anything like that. I think that he's seen that there was plenty of opportunities up there. 135 was more popping than 130. So he said, all right, I'm about to go up there and see what I can make happen. You know what I mean? But you could tell, like, when Shakur weighed in and all that at 135, that there's a lot of water in his system, that he does not struggle to make that weight. You could tell that, Shakur might walk around a little heavy, but that weight falls off him in camp. And I bet you that he be eating good the whole camp. I guarantee you that Shakur eat good the whole camp. You know what I mean? But the same thing could be said about Gervonta Davis. They said Gervonta Davis walk around 138, 139. What the fuck he doing at 135 when he can easily make 130? Same shit could be said for Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Shout out to my boy. He be right next to me. Fat boy Simba. I'm gonna go to the animal shelter tomorrow to get him a little friend. You know what I'm saying? Simba was away from me for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? When my son mom, she ain't want him no more, so she sent him back. So now, but he the type, he get depressed when he alone. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with like other cats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with other cats and shit like that. So when he be by himself, he be lonely. You know what I mean? He get real depressed. He don't be eating or nothing. So tomorrow morning after I finish up some training sessions, I'm gonna go over to that animal shelter and get him a little friend. You know what I mean? They probably gonna be beefing for a couple days, but you know what I mean? Simba a real nice, he a real nice boy. Look at him. He got some big ass teeth too. Look. I don't know, you probably can't see that shit. Yeah. Oh, there was a video of him eating a big ass steak. I didn't even see that. But that lets you know everything you need to know, because if you're having a real bad weight cut, the last thing you want to do is eat a steak, because steaks they sit on your body. You know what I mean? It take a long time for that shit to you know what I mean, digest and get out your system. You know what I mean? So if he eating heavy shit like steak, he probably make weight week and a half before the weigh-ins. You know what I mean? I never had Raising Cane's. Is that shit good, yo? They just opened like 2 of them joints in Philly. You know what I mean? We ain't never have a Raising Cane's. They got one out in University City, which is like West Philly, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I don't be down there. I never be in West Philly. And then I seen that they opened that one down Fishtown, which is about like 10 minutes away from me. So, I mean, I gotta try Raising Cane's though. Y'all gotta let me know if that shit good or not. I heard some people say it was all right. I heard some people say it was good. I heard some people tell me it was trash. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta let me know what it is. Boots, in my opinion, Raising Cane's a little overrated. Damn. But chicken tenders is my shit though, man. So if I go over there, you know what I mean? If they known for chicken tenders and I go over there and they chicken tenders ass, I'm gonna be hot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be mad as shit. You said Boots looks good making the weight. It's because he makes the weight easily, bro. I think a lot of people, they trying to proclaim him to be like this weight bully. Yo, just because you're a big welterweight does not mean you're a weight bully. Weight bullies is like Conor McGregor. You seen how like dead Conor McGregor was? Back the fuck up. Beat your ass, nigga. See how you like stepped to me like I won't jab it? Yeah, it be like that, nigga. So let me stop playing. We don't abuse animals over here, bro. Chill out. You said the sauce carries the meal? Damn. Yeah, that's disappointing, man. Now I don't even want to try that shit. But Boots, he make weight easy. Like ever since I've known him, I remember the one time he was like 2 weeks away from the fight, and he was like, I'm 152. And I'm like, what the fuck? 152? You just need to cut 5 pounds in 2 weeks? I know niggas that cut 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like that's how you know these dudes casuals, and you know they never cut weight in their life. They never stepped on a scale in their life. They never been in the ring with no bro. Like they've never done it, bro. They just watch niggas do it. So when they watch niggas do it, they think they got hands-on experience. No, just because you have a big welterweight or you have somebody that's big for the division does not necessarily mean that they're weight bullies. Now, when you look at somebody like Conor McGregor, who had take every fucking ounce of water out of his system to make the 145-pound weight limit, and needed IVs to like get his body back in order. Yeah, you know what I mean? You definitely on some weight bully shit. But Boots, he eat the whole week he eats whatever the fuck he want during training camp. I'm sure he eat clean, but he says that he eats pretty comfortably in camp. He don't really got to sacrifice too much. And he be weighing in 145, 146, easy. Low 46 too. Yeah. I remember Boots was talking about, bro, I swear to God, bro, and I'm mad I deleted them fucking DMs. Because I got a habit of just like deleting shit. But I remember me and Boots had a conversation a while back. This was before anybody even know who the fuck Boots was. He was talking about going down to 140. And I said, why would you do that? And this was me being under the belief that, and this was back when I was competing, I was under the belief that Boots was having it was a sacrifice for him. But he said, no, man, I made 47 so easy. I'm thinking about going down to 40. And I'm like, nah, man, nah, like you comfortable there, bro, to stay there type shit. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna probably stay there, but I've been thinking about it type shit. So there was a point in time where Boots was thinking about making 140. But 7 pounds is a lot. He might make 47 easy, but to cut another 7, nah, that's a little too much. That's probably why Haney was struggling to make 35, right? Then at 140, we seen that he didn't really look too much different. You know what I mean? Them extra 5 pounds probably won't do shit for Haney, but at the same time, that 7 pound shit, he not gonna have that advantage that he usually have in terms of being a bigger dude. Cause like Haney big, you know what I mean? He like me and him about like the same height. You know what I mean? So like he could be a good size 147 pause, but he's not gonna have that overall size advantage. Like you see how much bigger he was than Regis and shit like that, and all them other Cambosis and all them. Nah, like he big, but he not gonna be like anything significant. Whereas like he gonna have an advantage over a welterweight. So I think he gonna be assed out at 47 for real. Yeah, none of these fighters fight at their walk around weight. That's a fact. Light heavyweights are really heavyweights cutting down. Yeah, that's a fact too. I ain't gonna say his name, but we had a light heavyweight that, you know what I mean? He came down to 175, but when he wasn't training or he wasn't in camp, he was every bit of 200 and some change. Boots will put Devin in the dirt. That's a fact. You think Ryan was doing damage to him? Nah. They're phenomenal though. They're gonna bounce back. He gonna be good, bro. He gonna be all right. Because I think because he had that performance against Ryan, now niggas think Dev's sweet. He gonna cook somebody y'all care about, and then y'all gonna be mad at him all over again. Hold on real quick. That's my son. He complaining a little bit. Yeah, Lo, we were speaking about Danny and Lara. I got Lara beating him. Danny not beating Lara. I don't think so. Hell yeah. Gilberto. You see how easy Gilberto moved up the cruiserweight, bro, and he was cool? Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? When he fought Jesse Hart, right? Jesse Hart a big ass 168, bro. Big ass 168. And when Gilberto was fighting Jesse Hart, he made Jesse Hart look like a baby, nigga. I'm like, how the fuck? I said, yo, how big? And I trust me, I never seen Gilberto in person, but I seen Jesse Hart in person. He's from Philly. He be everywhere. I've seen him many times. Huge. Comparison to other super middleweights I've seen him in the ring with, huge. Gilberto Ramirez, bro, he looks small, bro. It's like, Shaq, right? Shaq like 7'1", 7 foot. He look big when he next to them point guards and shit like that, right? Like he big, but then when he in there with Yao Ming, he look like a baby. That's how the way that shit look, bro. Like Gilberto Ramirez is fucking huge, dog. Yo, that shit crazy. That nigga at cruiserweight just chilling. I'm like, yo, that weight cut had to be crazy, bro. Had to be crazy. You watching Clarissa or any Olympic boxing tomorrow? Most likely not. I ain't gonna lie to you. Most likely not. If I ain't doing shit, I probably turn the Clarissa fight on. But I don't know, man. Like I ain't too intrigued with that fight. Like I like the idea that she moving up the heavyweight and shit like that, and she taking on a tough challenge against a bigger woman. But I don't know. It just ain't got no intrigue for me, man. And the Olympic boxing shit, bro. I don't know. Tomorrow I got a lot of shit to do. I was supposed to go up to Harrisburg for an amateur fight, but somebody pulled out on my fighter again, as always, man. They figure out, it's the Mazuma mob and shit like that. And niggas pull out. They find out it's Pivot Boxing Academy. They pull out. So, not going to Harrisburg. Like I said, I'm going to go get my cat, my boy Simba, a friend at the animal shelter. I'm going to try to adopt something. I was going to get my son a haircut, but he'd be all right. Go visit my grandparents because they're going to Puerto Rico tomorrow. Then I got to go to my homie little pool party that he got out in Jersey. I'm going to be around, bro. But this the thing, Lo. I don't know if you've been watching Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara ain't been really doing too much moving. Since he's got older, he adopted a different style of planting his feet and just being a sniper. You know what I'm saying? Landing kill shots. So Garcia notices that. And that's why, he's so optimistic about facing Lara. The Lara from a few years back, he would have never looked in his direction. But seeing that he's a stationary target, it intrigues Danny Garcia, with him being the natural counterpuncher. This is the only reason why he's willing to face, Erislandy Lara. You know what I mean? Lara not into all that movement anymore. He in his 40s. He ain't doing all that moving around and outboxing type shit. But this style would definitely be still difficult for Danny because this is a middleweight contest. He in there against a bigger guy. And Lara been sleeping shit. So he needs to be careful. Because if he get hit with some shit he don't see, he might hit that canvas for the first time. Canelo is going to do Berlanga same way he did James Kirkland. That's funny as shit because I was thinking that. Nah, I'm going to a pool party out in Sicklerville. Yeah, Perth Amboy is right by New York. Yeah, I'm familiar with that area. Now, I ain't going up that far, bro. But we going to be at pool parties, just different Jones. Shout out to my boy Lodo. He said, Mazuma, will you ever consider putting your son in boxing, or would you rather have him choose his sport? Love to the channel, G. It's actually a great question, and people ask me this all the time now. This is my thing, right? My dad never wanted me boxing, and at the time, I really never understood why. But with being a father now and seeing how dangerous boxing is, I understand. Now, in terms of whatever my son decides to do in life, he getting my support 110%. The nigga want to play baseball, we going to play baseball. The nigga want to be a chef, he going to be a chef. The nigga want to be a baker, fucking mechanic. I don't give a fuck. Whatever the fuck he chooses to do in life, that's just what he going to do. But one thing that he's going to do is know how to defend himself. So you don't got to be a boxer, but you're going to know how to box. You know what I mean? It's a cold world. Niggas like to pick on people. You know what I mean? Niggas get bullied. I was a victim of bullying when I was growing up. So what did my dad do? He put me in contact sports, you know what I mean, to get used to that physicality, football. I was a multi-time state champion in wrestling growing up. Was boxing. You feel what I mean? So he's going to have to learn the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And, as a father, you really don't want to see a son in any danger, but we know that's not realistic. You know what I mean? Especially growing up where I grew up. You know what I mean? I'm definitely getting out of this neighborhood within the next couple of years. So, I doubt he'll be like having hood problems, but bullies are everywhere. You know what I mean? Whether you in the suburbs or you in the trenches, like there's always people that's gonna want to fuck with you. And I got a little handsome boy, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of insecure ass kids out here with, bum ass moms, bum ass dads that come up in fucked up homes, be angry, and they be trying to take it out on people. And I'm gonna make sure my son ready for that shit. So, he gonna have some great training behind him. He definitely gonna learn how to fight. And if he fall in love with the sport, then I'll support him. If not, I'll support whatever he decides to fall in love with. The nigga want to paint, Nigga want to be an artist, we gonna be an artist. Like that's just what we doing. You feel me? So that's what it is, man. That's a great question though. If he decides to choose a sport, the nigga want to play tennis, we gonna play tennis. It is what it is. You get my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna force my son to do anything he don't want to do. But you're gonna know how to defend yourself. You're gonna know how to use firearms, all that shit. So that's just what it is. Clarissa looked way bigger than the other fighter. The shorty didn't seem like she was too tall, but you could tell she was like a, you know what I mean? Like she had some weight on her type shit. She looked like she was physically strong, but Clarissa knows she not a little girl. She got a whole lot of ass though. You seen that shit? Seen that shit? Clarissa got a whole lot of ass. Thick as hell. She ain't my type. I'm not saying she ugly or nothing like that. She ain't nobody I would go out my way to fuck with, but the ass on shorty crazy. She know what she doing though. He said nobody spend y'all check this weekend on Pase. You out of pocket. You ain't gotta worry about that, Oscar. He said, "That's my first pool party this year. All I've been doing is going down the shore." Bro, I went to the shore one time. I've been working this whole summer, bro. The only shit that I was worried about this summer was my son's birthday party. That was all I was worried about. I just been working. You feel me? So this is my first pool party too. I ain't even been in the sun, bro. I'm usually a lot darker than this during the summer. You know what I mean? But I'm still on my pale shit. You know what I mean? I get real dark during the summer. My dad jeans kick in, you know what I'm saying? But I've been hiding. So we'll see. I'm probably not even gonna get in the pool. Probably put my son in there type shit, but nah, I don't think I'm getting in there. You don't think Ben Whitaker is good as people think? I think the nigga had like a viral moment and people just equated to him being good afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga was dancing around and you know what I mean, was being all flashy and flamboyant. It was like, oh my God, this guy's a top prospect. And it's like, all right, bro, chill out. Oh, all right. Yeah, so you've been shaking and moving. That's what's up, Lo. Yeah, she not my type. I love black women, though. Don't get it fucked up. I love black women. Light, brown, dark, don't matter. I dealt with them all. You know what I mean? I love women, period. Go fuck. As long as they look good. I don't really deal with the snow bunnies all like that. Shout out to my boy Dr. Umar. I mean, I had my history with them, but I ain't never, I mean, I ain't doing one in years. I ain't gonna hold you. Probably like 5 years. Thoughts on them snow bunnies? I mean, they be looking good and shit like that. I don't know. They ain't really my thing. They not my go-to. There's some that, you know what I mean? There's some that catch the eye and shit like that. You know what I mean? But nah, I don't, cause you know, my hood that I grew up in, not too far from Temple. So like you ride down Broad Street and shit like that, and you see a whole bunch of them. They be out there. You know what I mean? They be traveling from all over to go to Temple, and niggas don't even know Temple right in the middle of the hood, like Temple in the middle of North Philly, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, they be thinking that this is like a closed off campus like Penn State and shit that is like his own city. Nah. So there be all these white people up and down that John, and you gonna see some nice Johns. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some nice Johns, bro. But you know, I don't really do too. I don't go out my way to look for them. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? My son mom, she Puerto Rican. My first girl was Puerto Rican. I got a Cambodian. The girl I'm dealing with, the girl I've been dealing with, Cambodian. But I'm not one of them that just close myself off to just one race. You know what I mean? Like I said, if they look good, they look good. I don't give a fuck what they is. Honduran. I I know them. I know these women pretty well. The only one I never got the opportunity to deal with was an Indian chick. They got some beautiful Indian women around here, bro. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Yeah, Ralph, I ain't want to say it, but you beat me to it. I ain't even about to put that on here because they going to take my monetization off my channel. But if y'all reading Ralph comment, that's exactly why I don't try to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to say it, but you got me. She was mad because Tank said she ugly. Yeah, Tank said she ugly, and I don't think I want to say Clarissa ugly, but she definitely not bad how she say she is. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm not gonna say she ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like she not butt ass or nothing like that. But I don't know. She like in the middle for me. I think what savor is all that ass she got. That's what I think. I think that's what helping. J Cash said I done had all flavors. Yeah, me too. But I never dealt with an Indian chick, bro. Like, and I don't know if y'all familiar with Philly, but Philly got a college called Drexel University, UPenn, and all that shit. And they be people, like a lot of rich like families take their kids to them schools. UPenn is an Ivy League school, so if you get in there, you just happen to be smart as fuck. Like Drexel is expensive. You know what I'm saying? There'd be a lot of, them Indian people, they be having their money together and shit like that. And, they be sending them kids off to Philly to go to these schools, bro. They be Indian women be beautiful, bro. Who said she look like Antonio Tarver with a wig? That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. Yo, Lo, you shot the fuck out for that. She look like Antonio. Yo, who the fuck said that? Yo, niggas is cutthroat. Yeah, but you know why? Like, Indian women don't really fuck with nobody outside their race, bro. Like, bro, because I be people watching, right? Like, I'm the type nigga, like, I be downtown type shit. I really don't be busy. I be acting like I'm busy and shit, but I be driving around just watching people, like watching couples and all that shit. Bro, like Indian women, they only either fuck with other Indian niggas or they fuck with white men. It's like they was raised to like either deal with their own kind or deal with white men. White men always the exception. Like in Philly, you always see a white man with any race of woman. Like you'll see a white nigga with a black girl. You see a white dude with with another white girl. You see a white dude with an Asian. You see a white dude with an Indian. Bro, they like white men are the exception for all these women, bro. And I know what that's based on, bro. You know what I'm saying? That just, what I mean? I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but we all know. I mean, I feel like a lot of these families raise their daughters and the females in their life to like, equating dealing with a white man with winning. You know what I mean? They look at the white people as they higher up. You know what I'm saying? They just victims of, white supremacy. He said, get into it. Ah, man. We all know what that is, man. It's not even Umar. Like I've been talking about this shit before Umar started even popping off for real. Like, I mean, they equate being around white people to winning. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But I never seen an Indian woman with a Puerto Rican nigga ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different Asians got pre-installed anti-black beliefs. The woman I'm dealing with, she don't be on that. That's good. I don't know. I feel like Cambodians be looked at kind of different though. You said Arab and Latino girls be crazy as hell. I think Hispanic women just depend on how they was raised up, man. A lot of Hispanic households grew up without fathers because if you was getting taken care of by the government, it was more beneficial to not have a man in the house. Like Project House, and you couldn't have a nigga in the house, from what I understand. Yeah, a lot of Cambodians got black indigenous ancestry. Yeah, we know that. That's why a lot of them be looking like Ricans and shit. The girl I'm dealing with, bro, she showed me a picture of her father. Her father had passed away when she was a baby. And her father looked like niggas from my island, bro. This nigga had curly hair, was the same color as me. Mind you, I'm not dark or anything like that, but I'm telling you, like, he wasn't like no, like I'm saying, like the typical Asian color. Curly hair. So where the fuck he get that from? Like, this nigga black? What the fuck? Well, this nigga look like a pure Rican. She was like, yeah, but I'm like, hold on. So I started talking to my pop about that shit. He started telling me about, Cambodians having that African ancestry. That black indigenous. Yeah, I heard all about that. You look at them Cambodians, they be hella dark. I'm like, yo, where the fuck, like, this should be confusing. A lot of people, period, got anti-black beliefs. That's a fact. But yeah, I've dealt with black, white, Asian, Rican, Venezuelan from Venezuela. I don't know how you say they, John. Um, have I ever dealt with a Mexican? I don't know if I dealt with a Mexican. I don't think I dealt with a Mexican woman. I got Mexican in my blood though. I found that shit out through my dad ancestry test. We got a lot of Mexican family out in Southern California and shit like that. That shit dope. So one of my dads, I'm gonna tell y'all something. We're not even talking boxing no more, but fuck it. One of my dad's great grandfathers, I don't know which one, like his sixth great grandfather or whatever, was Mexican. Now, at the time, Puerto Rico was known for like sugar cane. So for motherfuckers, for people that needed work and shit, they would have to go by boat over to Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? Work in the fields, you know what I mean? Sugar cane and all that shit. He had lived in the current hometown that my dad's side is from in Puerto Rico, lived over there, created a family over there, took the boat back to Mexico, died in Mexico. And I'm assuming based off of that, he had a family in Mexico as well. So when my dad shows like the map of all the people that he's related to, is like all these dots, and they're all in the Mexico area, all in the Southern California area. So we definitely got Mexican in our blood for sure. Blacks winning on the genetic side, we catching up economically. Yeah, they hate that shit too. They hate that. They hate that niggas catching up for real. But yeah, man, that's what I be noticing about these women, bro. It's like, and the only, if I ever dealt with another, I used to, I wasn't in a relationship with this girl, but I dealt with a girl who was Vietnamese. But like, I don't know, I didn't meet her family or nothing like that, so I ain't get the gist of it. But the Cambodian woman I'm dealing with, her family was pretty accepting of me. I usually pick up when niggas don't fuck with me. If I be like, oh, this shit kind of funny, yeah. He said there's a black town in Mexico that celebrates Juneteenth. Yo, J Cash talking crazy. But no, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Clarissa Shields got a whole lot of ass though. I'm gonna tell you that. I was telling my niggas in the group chat, Clarissa Shields did like a naked photo shoot for ESPN. You can see that, John, if you Google it. If you put like Clarissa Shields, ESPN, naked or some shit like that, you'll see like pictures of her. And from there, I was like, yo, Clarissa got some ass on her, but now that shit done doubled and tripled up since then. Yeah. There's some beautiful women on the come up right now that's coming into boxing. You know what I'm saying? There's this girl, Shannon Ryan, beautiful woman. She just lost her last fight too. She from the UK. Shannon Ryan. I've been trying to get an interview with her for a minute. I keep getting ignored. She got the same management company as Anthony Joshua. I emailed them, got declined. Yo, I be trying to tell y'all, man, like that's why I don't really be trying to do interviews all like that. But like, bro, it's like if you're not plugged in, bro, it's really hard to get in touch with niggas, man. Like I told Xander Zayas, I'm like, yo, bro, what's going on, man? Like, I got a YouTube channel called Mazuma TV. I mean, we both Puerto Rican, bro. Let's lock in and do an interview. Niggas just left me on red. Like, damn. Devin Haney left me on red. Damn. Bill Haney came on one time, but that was just because he was just snooping through YouTube and shit like that. This shit hard, bro. I was able to get Bomac, but the only reason why I got Bomac is because I know somebody who like was cool with him. You know what I mean? Like getting these interviews, they tough, bro. It's real tough. And I ain't the type nigga that's gonna chase you or harass you neither. Like if you don't answer my first message, bro, I'm not writing you again. You know what I mean? I got too much pride for that. Yeah, bro. I remember Bill was like, send a link. I'm like, this ain't really Bill. This nigga fucking like a troll. He really slid on the live and started talking that talk. I was like, oh shit. No, bro, I could get the Boost interview whenever I want. Like whenever I want. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Him or Bozy. It's not hard. They're not hard to find at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like a timing thing with me, like a schedule thing. Cause they train like early in the day and we train like mid-afternoon and I'll be working and it'd be tough. On like days I got off, I'm usually with my son and shit like that. So just be a difficult thing. Yeah, Southpaw got mad because Bill Haney came on the live. But you know it's funny, if Bill Haney told him to send a link, he would have sent the link too. That's why I don't understand. Like now, like I be seeing like Southpaw down so bad right now. That like he be joining Ryan Garcia's spaces just to get a little bit of clout. You know what I mean? And Southpaw always want to talk about how niggas racist and all that shit, but I mean, you on a nigga spaces that blatantly say all this disrespectful shit about black people, are you cool with it? So what that say about you? And you know, Southpaw a pussy though, because I told that pussy ass nigga, you know what I mean? Let's put some money up and fight, nigga, and I'll go to Chicago and all. No response. What's so funny is he be the main nigga talking about how people just be talking on the internet. They only tough on the internet. Nigga, that's literally you. You are the biggest internet gangster on this YouTube boxing world. Southpaw about to hit like 100K. I got a long way until then, bro. But I appreciate that. Who y'all got on that Ortiz versus Bohachuk on August 10th? That's a hell of a fucking fight, bro. I know for a fact that shit ain't going 12. But I feel like Virgil got him, bro. I think Virgil volume gonna be the difference. But then Virgil get crazy. Virgil get crazy and Bohachuk can make him pay for that. So that's a little bit of a concern. Yeah, because I had texted him while I was on live because kept mentioning my name, bro. Like the first time they brought my name up, he defended me. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool. But it was like slowly but surely he allowed like his comment section to allow him to disrespect me. And I ignored it for a while. I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me I was always nice to him and shit. So let me let this nigga know like shit not sweet. So I cursed him out. And he was all shocked, like, why would you disrespect me like this? Oh, why would you talk to me like this? Anonymous got Bohachuk. Okay. I think Virgil get a little reckless, bro. But the thing is, it's like Virgil punch in combinations, and that nigga engine is top tier. Can Bohachuk keep up with that? Does Bohachuk have Does he have the composure and the defense necessary to weather that storm? Virgil coming out snapping off the rip. I already know that. Virgil ain't been 12 rounds. They ain't been able to make it 12 rounds with him. Damn. I've been trying to find Southpaw real name for a while. He got that shit well hidden. If I was to find his real name, I'd do him bad. Virgil ain't been 12 rounds. I don't think him versus Bohachuk going 12 rounds anyway. Either way. Whether Virgil get clipped or Bohachuk get clipped. I don't see that shit going 12 rounds anyway. That shit gonna be smoke off the rip. Who I had, Virgil or Tim? That shit was like in the air for me too. It's just, I don't know how the way Golden Boy moving Virgil is that they either really believe in him or they trying to cash him out because of his health issues. I don't know which one it is. I don't know why they so like hell bent on getting him like these dangerous fights right now. It's either because they feel like he ready or they see that he has health issues. He's not going to be in the sport long, so let's cash out on him while we can. Let me know how that go, J Cash. Let me know how that go. You know what I'm saying? Man, those some good ass fights. I really can't wait to see Rayo and Isaac Cruz. That shit gonna go dummy. That's a lot of man. Even the Andy Ruiz versus Jermell Miller. I know Jermell Miller been training at Bosie's. I had no idea that this whole time this nigga was training in Philly. I just started seeing clips of him training in Philly. He was doing pad work with boots and all. So Jermell Miller, he getting in shape, man. He probably got a fire lit under him based off of that last performance against Dubois. I told y'all he was underprepared for Dubois. I think for Andy Ruiz, he's gonna be well prepared. And if his conditioning is how it usually is, with the nonstop come forward pressure, him versus Andy gonna be a real exciting fight. I just think that Andy is a couple notches above him. I think Andy Ruiz his hand speed is phenomenal, bro. And what makes his speed look even more devastating as his punches, like how the way he explodes, bro. Like fucking Andy Ruiz's explosiveness with the speed, bro. It's like, yo, there's no reason why you should have lost to AJ in that rematch, bro. Like, I don't know how, like, bro, you literally like just fucked yourself over in that joint. Like, you literally had AJ scared to engage with you, bro. Made this nigga pull out a whole different type of fight plan, outbox you, that he never looked your way again because he was terrified of you, bro. It's like Andy Ruiz got so much potential. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, Jared Anderson definitely got the advantage against Bacoli, though. Yeah, I watched Bacoli fight before. I think Jared gonna get him. But Jared, he need to tighten up on them little mistakes he makes defensively, or he gonna pay for it against one of them elite guys. After that, I would like to see Jared Anderson and I did want to see Jared Anderson versus Frank Sanchez, but since Frank Sanchez came up short, I wouldn't mind seeing Jared Anderson versus FA. I would like to see Jared Anderson versus FA Ajagba. Said the Olympics gonna be crazy. Yeah, I've been seeing that. But nah, Andy Ruiz and Gerald Miller stylistically, it should be an exciting fight. Yeah, Charles Martin was definitely rocking Jared Anderson, bro. He was hurting Jared Anderson, but Jared Anderson was able to, get past that shit. But, Charles Martin, he won a world title and shit like that, but he ain't no elite heavyweight for real. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely got to tighten up and stop pulling straight back with his chin in the air. Because if he get tapped by one of them, like an AJ or something like that, or a Dubois, it's going to be a bad joint. Yo, there was somebody, Shay, somebody had wrote me in this group chat and was like, yo, you got this dude name right here. He popped up. He was like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, he's the heavyweight. Who did they compare him to? He's the heavyweight. It was a compliment though. It's like, yo, you gotta check out this dude. He the heavyweight, blah, blah, blah. I think they said the heavyweight boots or some shit like that. I think that's what they said, the heavyweight boots. And I'm like, what? Yeah, like heavyweight boots. And I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna check that dude out. I'm gonna check that dude out. Who should Dave Morrell fight? I was hearing some shit about Morrell and Benavidez fighting each other in December or some shit. I don't know if that's true. I think that was cat. But that was something that got back to me through one of my fighters. But I doubt it. I don't know. I think Benavidez ain't gonna fuck that opportunity up. I think that he gonna sit there and he gonna wait for the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol and fight them next. That's what I think. I don't think he gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna fight Morrell in the meantime. I think Morrell too dangerous. I think he gonna sit that one out and wait for whoever wins between Bivol and Beterbiev. That would be a huge step up. They got to see each other. Period. Morrell and Benavidez, they got to see each other. Because everybody keep hyping up Morrell. I want to see him Morrell as good as they say he is. You feel me? So, yeah, that's just what it is, man. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love on the channel. We got 22 people in the building. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as y'all leave, that'll be very much appreciated, man. Shout out to everybody that contributed to the conversations. I mean, I wasn't able to put out a video today, but I will be putting out a video tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that one. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. Check out MazumaMerch.com, man. Y'all see it right there on the banner. MazumaMerch.com. Go check out the new designs that are on the website, man. If you use the promo code NATION, you will get 10% off everything that is on the website, whether you want a coffee mug, whether you want a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, tank top. Listen, man, the options are infinite in all different colorways, so be on the lookout for that. Please support the merch, man. It goes a long way for the channel, man. But until then, I holla at y'all guys. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.